Hey, everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep today and into a topic that I think a lot of people kind of shy away from.
Yeah.
Investing.
It can be a little scary.
Yeah, it can be intimidating. And especially when you think about like all the jargon that gets thrown around.
Right, all the terms.
But it's important stuff, I mean. This is about your money and how to make it grow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, the earlier you start thinking about it, the better. Like the more time you give your money to grow.
Yeah. So let's demystify it all today. So the first source we have actually uses a really fun analogy, talking about stocks like they're individual candy bars.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So like imagine you walk into a store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've got your money.
Yeah.
You want to buy a treat. So buying a single stock is kind of like, putting all your cash on one specific candy bar.
Yeah.
Let's say a Snickers.
Right. And like if Snickers is super popular, everybody's buying it, then your investment in Snickers is going to go up. Just like if a company's doing really well, the price of their stock is going to go up.
But then you have to think about the risk, right? Like what if people suddenly stop buying Snickers?
Exactly. Or like a new candy bar comes out, some super amazing thing that like just takes over.
Yeah. Everybody wants the new thing. Your Snickers stock is going to plummet.
And it's the same with stocks, right? Like there's so many things that can impact a company's performance and like, how well their stock does. Like you've got the economy, you've got like what's going on in the world.
Yeah. Global events, it all plays in.
All of it. Investor confidence is a big one.
Okay. So that's where this concept of diversification comes in. And it's about like not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And the source uses this idea of like, instead of buying just one candy bar, you buy like a whole bag of different candies.
A variety pack.
Right. And that's where mutual funds come in. It's like buying a mixed bag of investments.
I love this analogy. It's taking me back to my childhood. Remember those grab bags of candy? You never knew exactly what you were going to get.
Right.
But like there were always some good ones in there, a few duds maybe, but overall it's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah. And that's kind of how mutual funds work. Your money is pooled with other people's money, and then it's used to buy like a bunch of different things like stocks, bonds. So even if one company doesn't do well, others in that mix can kind of balance things out.
It's like a safety net.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so diversification, we're spreading out the risk. But what about actually growing our money? This source uses a really cool visual for that. Talk about like a magical money tree. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, I love that one.
So it's talking about saving and investing.
So every dollar you save, it's like planting a seed. And over time, if you keep watering, contributing regularly, it grows into this huge tree.
And magic is compound growth, right?
Yeah, like your money starts earning money, and then that money earns even more money. So it's like this snowball effect.
So the key takeaway here is time. The earlier you start, the bigger your tree's going to grow.
Yeah.
Right? Like that saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is today.
Exactly. And think about what you can do with a fully grown money tree. You could buy a house, you could travel the world, you could retire early.
Possibilities are endless.
And it all starts with just planting that first seed.
I love that. Okay, so we've got this image of this money tree growing and growing, but let's be realistic. What if someone is listening to this and they're like, well, I don't have a lot of money to invest right now. Like, where do you even begin?
Well, you can start small. It's like, think about building a Lego castle. You don't try to build the whole thing at once, right? You start with one brick and then another.
But build it up piece by piece.
Exactly. And it's the same with investing. Even just putting aside a few bucks from each paycheck, that can really add up over time, especially with compounding.
So even small amounts consistently invested can make a difference.
Excellent.
Okay, so we're putting those bricks together, building our Lego castle. Now, how do we decide where to invest? The source uses this fun analogy of mutual funds being like treasure boxes guarded by a super smart pirate.
Oh, that's a good one. So your treasure is your investment, your money, right? And the treasure box is this diversified portfolio of different assets.
Okay, I'm following.
And the pirate, that's your fund manager. They're the expert who's figuring out what to put in that treasure box and how to keep it safe.
So they're like constantly on the lookout for the best treasure, making sure it's growing, keeping it safe from any storms that might come along.
Yeah, they do all the research, all the hard work, so you don't have to.
So it's like having a professional treasure hunter on your team.
Exactly. And it's much easier than trying to do it all yourself, especially when you're just starting out.
Right, so you don't have to become a pirate expert overnight.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're talking about spreading out our treasure, diversifying. That brings us back to that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, it's a classic for a reason. It's all about managing risk. Like,
Right.
you wouldn't want to put all your money into one single company or one type of investment.
Yeah, because if that one thing goes south, you've lost everything.
Right, and that's why diversification is so important. It's about spreading your investments across different companies, different industries, different types of assets. So even if one part of your portfolio isn't doing so well, the other parts can kind of balance it out.
So whether we're talking about candy bars, treasure chests, or money trees, the big takeaway today is diversify.
Exactly. Spread that risk and give your investments a chance to really grow.
We've covered a lot today, but remember, this is just the beginning of the adventure, right?
Yeah, there's so much more to explore. It's like, as you learn more about investing, start thinking about what kind of treasure you're looking for. What are your financial goals? What's your risk tolerance? And who do you trust to be your pirate to help you navigate the seas of investing?
That's a great way to put it. And always remember, you don't need a whole shipload of treasure to get started. Start with what you can, invest consistently, and watch your money tree grow.
That's the key.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. See you next time.
See ya.